Are you still using search engines like Microsoft and Google, AOL, and Safari? Well, at this point, stop. In this video, I'm going to show you the ultimate search tool, ChatGPT. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT. I'm going to show you how simple it is, how fast it is, and give you an example of the amazing results that you get when you do a search with them. So if you're ready to get started, let's get going. All right, what I want to do today is I want to show you how to get to ChatGPT and just a quick overview of how to use it. It's really simple. It's just as simple as using your current web browser, but I'll show you some tricks there to make it even more effective for you. And then I'm going to go through and show you 10 ways that I have used it in my day-to-day life, and I think you'll be blown away on just how easy this simple system is, how simple it is, how easy it is to tailor to what you're looking for, and the incredible outputs you get rather than looking at dozens and dozens of links. All right, I think the best way to show you ChatGPT is for me to hop onto my computer and show you the screen as I'm going through the explanation of ChatGPT and then the 10 examples I have. Here you see my web browser, and I have it opened up to google.com, and this is where I'm going to search and show you how to get to ChatGPT. So what I do is I go to the center bar and type in ChatGPT, which you can see there's all sorts of things to pick, but I'll just hit enter. And you can see the URL for ChatGPT is chatgpt.com. So if you just want to type that in your browser, that will take you right to the page that you see right here. And this is the general login page for ChatGPT. Very simple, but it's all you need, what you'll see as we go on in this. And I just want to talk about this a little bit. In the middle, you see Ask Anything. That's where you type in your questions or your information that you want ChatGPT to analyze. Up in the upper right-hand corner is a place to log in or sign up for free. This is free, what you see here, and you can work simply in this mode. The caveat here is that if you sign up for a free account, every time that you log into that and you use ChatGPT, it logs it as a chat. And so over time, you could have several chats that you could go back and reference if you needed to for whatever reason. And they show up along the left-hand side of the screen. And you'll see that once we start doing a chat. So I encourage you to sign up for an account because, number one, it allows you the ability to go back to past chats and find that information you learned. But the bigger thing is that ChatGPT, as it answers questions for you, builds kind of a profile of what you're about. And I'll give you an example. When I've used it, I've talked about looking for ways to exercise different, that I walk every day, some of the trips I've taken, where I live, and some of the bike riding we've done in this area. Just general stuff about me. And it creates a character of me that it uses not only for the question you ask, but it keeps in mind all this other stuff it's learned about you, which even makes the answers be more relative to me than just a general answer. I'm a tech guy, and so I've talked about tech stuff. So when I ask a question that has to do with tech, it keeps that in mind, along with the fact that I'm a retired engineer. All those things play into the answer that ChatGPT gives to me after I ask the question. So that's what it is. That's how simple it is. And so from that, I think the best way to move on from here is to try a few examples. The first example I'm going to give is something that 99.999% of us have probably done on a search engine, and that is look for some product that you want to buy. And in this case, I'm just thinking that I would like to get a laptop for a college student who is studying business, a new laptop that was under $600 and would meet the needs of him while he's going to college. So I've got a question that I'm gonna paste it in here because I'm terrible at typing. I need a laptop that is under $600 for a college student majoring in business. Show me the top 5 and create a table showing the differences in each. And then you hit this up arrow in the lower right corner of that box, And you can see here, if you watch where it says searching the web, it's telling you what it's looking for in terms of information on the internet. And essentially it's looking at all those dozens of websites that get listed under a normal Google search. So here's what it responded back. If you're a business major and want a laptop under $600, here are 5 good choices, all budget friendly, solid, enough for schoolwork, office tools, spreadsheets, essays, and everyday multitasking. I organize them in comparison tables so you can quickly see the difference. So if we scroll down here, you can see here's 3 of them: Lenovo IdeaPad i1i, an Asus 14 VivoBook, an IdeaPad Slim, and then if you click this right arrow, you can see 2 more: an Acer Chromebook and a Lenovo Chromebook. And if we click on this down arrow here, oh, it went too far, it takes us to the bottom. Here's a comparison table, and it shows you each laptop, the computer processor it has, the RAM and storage, the screen and portability, and the strengths and trade-offs. That's pretty slick. Now, if you were doing this on a Google search, you'd have a pad of paper next to you on your computer, and you've been pulling this information out of 15 different websites and trying to do this same thing, which ChatGPT did for you automatically. And if we go down farther, it now gives its thoughts. It says where you likely use word processing, spreadsheets, presentations, and some analytic tools, a Windows laptop with 8 gig or more and a solid state drive would be best. If portability and mobility is important, then you might want a lighter model like the Asus or the Chromebook. If you anticipate a lot of multitasking, you might want to get one with a stronger CPU and more RAM. And if you're doing mostly web-based work and cloud apps, a Chromebook might be fine. So here's where another unique fact of ChatGPT comes in. It asks you a question if you would like some more information. And here it's saying, do you want 10 to 15 laptops to look at? Or do you want to focus on portability, OS, or performance? And do you want me to build that extended list? You could simply answer yes, and it would do that. But I'm going to come back and say, which one has the best deal right now for Black Friday? And again, I told you my typing's terrible. So now I'm going to try to refine the information that ChatGPT gave me, and I'm going to change this a little bit. I'm going to say, which has the best of the 5 has the best deal right now for Black Friday? And then once again, I hit that arrow up. And again, it's searching the web, checking for Black Friday deals on those 5 models. And you can kind of see what it's looking at as it flashes off and on here. And here you go. It says the Asus VivoBook 14 seems to have the best deal right now. They have configurations under $300, which is well below the $600. And it says if you want, I can pull up 3 or 4 more under $600 laptops on sale right now that are even a better value than those 5. And if you say yes, I'm going to do that. And again, it's going to go out and give me some more. And as you can see, it's searching for best student laptops under $600 and great deals here. And again, it shows images of those that you can scroll across if you have an interest. The other thing I might point out is if I click on one of these, it opens up a little window off to the right here where it shows Best Buy, Walmart, eBay. You can close that. So you can even click on links while you're in ChatGPT for that. And then it gives a quick take on that. And then it comes back with its best recommendation. And it's got best overall balance, best ultra budget, and best Chromebook deal, best super cheap deal. And my view, which to get now. If I were you buying a business school today, I would do the Tim Colo Windows laptop because it gives you Windows compatibility, enough power and storage, and at a very low price. And again, it keeps going back and prompting you for more information if you're not ready to, you don't think you have enough information. So isn't that amazing? Rather than sorting through dozens of websites and trying to figure out all this information, ChatGPT put this together in less than 5 minutes. And now I have an answer to what I want for buying a new laptop. For example 2, I would like to have ChatGPT help me put together an email that I can send to my local internet provider to complain about the new increase in price and the recent outages that we've had in our network. So here's what I would do for that one. I go over to the left here where it says New Chat, and it cleans the screen. And by the way, while we're here, look over to the right. I did log into my demo account in ChatGPT, and here it shows over the left, I mentioned that it would track all the chats that we've done. You can see top laptops for business. If I click on that, that takes us back to that one before. So it's saved there now in my free account in ChatGPT, and that's one of the extra benefits you get if you sign up for a free account. So I'm going to go back to up above New Chat, and I've copied a phrase. I need an email I can send to our internet provider expressing our frustration with the latest rate increase and increasing rate outages. Write it with a business tone, but letting them know we are not happy. So here you can see I added some more specifics, and that's one thing I will encourage you to do. The more specific you can get to what you're looking for, the better ChatGPT can tailor it to your needs. So let's hit the up arrow and see what happens. And so you can see it says a polished professional email that clearly communicates frustration while maintaining a business appropriate tone. It gives a subject. It leaves the provider, it leaves a blank for putting a provider name in, which I didn't give it. And writing to express my growing concerns. Well, you can read it here. And it tries to express all my thoughts that I ask it to do. At the bottom, you can see we value our relationship with your company, but these ongoing issues are forcing us to reevaluate our options. We hope to see immediate and meaningful improvements to restore our confidence. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. And you can see it leaves a blank for your name, your title, and your contact information. And like before, it comes back and said, would you like me to be more firm or more diplomatic or more urgent? And you can say yes, and it will do that. But I'm going to take a different tact and say, can you provide me the appropriate email addresses? My typing is terrible, so I apologize, for the right people at Mediacom. So I will say a disclaimer right now. I have no affiliation with Mediacom. I have a local internet provider, but I'm just using them as an example so we can get some actual email addresses. And this is good because sometimes you have no clue where to send it. And so here it came up with, it says I couldn't find a guaranteed single right person at Mediacom for email, but it has a total care at mediacom.cc.com. And then it's got one for less for service complaints, more for legal contact, an email address for that. Or I could have it, and notice it says it knows I'm in Waterloo, Iowa. It says it could try to dig up regional contacts if I wanted that. And so I'm going to say, yes, find regional contacts. And there you can see, it basically is giving phone numbers and addresses that you could go to or contact directly if you wanted to. So now at the bottom it says I can draft a short escalation letter or email template specifically directed to Waterloo Regional Contact to increase your odds of attention. And I'm not going to do that. But here again, what a powerful tool. I could fuddle around with creating an email that may sound businesslike or it may sound like a PO'd customer, but this gave me something that I can use to send an email and even gives me the people I can send it to. Now, one other thing I would mention back up in this email, you should read through it and adjust the wording in places that you don't think sound like you, just to make it be as close to you as possible. You can use it like this, but I've always heard that people that use AI can always tell when you've got an AI generated document unless the person has taken the time to modify it to their needs. So there you go, an example of how ChatGPT can create you an email addressing a concern you have with a business. I'm going to take a little different tack now on example number 3. And first thing we want to do is go to New Chat. And in this example, I'm going to show you a way if you're struggling with understanding something in life, whatever it could be, ChatGPT can help simplify what that thing is and make it easier for you to understand. So here's the phrase I'm going to use. I don't understand what Medicare B is. Can you explain to me what it is in a simple, easy to understand way? And I know Medicare B in general, but I just wanted to see if there was anything ChatGPT could share with me that would help me understand it even better. So let's hit the up arrow and see what it says. And it says, here's a simple, easy to understand explanation. And it goes through and it gives me things that Medicare B covers: doctor visits, outpatient care, preventive service, medical equipment, and what you pay with Part B. Well, you've got a monthly premium, a deductible, and after that, Medicare usually covers 80% of approved costs, and you pay 20%. So Medicare B, in short, is insurance for doctor's visits, outpatient care, and preventative care. And so it says, if you want, I can also explain how it differs from Part A, C, and D, and I'll say yes. And there you go. As you scroll down, Part A is for hospital. We just had what Part B is. Part C is Medicare Advantage. That's a new supplement that you can add to Part A and B that helps you put together everything in one plan, including dental, vision, hearing, and gym benefits. And it says, think of it as Part C as an all-in-one Medicare package from a private company, which is great to know for those that don't know what Advantage plans are. And then Part D is prescription drug coverage. And again, one more time, a simple summary. Hospital care is A, doctor and outpatient is B, C is all-in-one Medicare plan, and D is prescription drugs. And then it even goes farther and it can explain what costs are, when you should sign up, the difference between Medicare and Medicare supplements, and which part you actually need based on your situation. So once again, here's a great tool that now can allow you to understand things that you don't quite understand, or is just something that you haven't taken the time to figure out, and this will give you a brief summary, kind of like a Cliff's Notes. All right, example 4 might be kind of a unique one for me, but I think all of us at one time or other have gotten different products, be it a stove or a refrigerator or a dehumidifier or a toaster or a air fryer or a lawnmower, and got in an operating manual that came with it, but you can't for the life of you find it now. Well, ChatGPT can help with that too. So I go to New Chat in the upper left-hand corner. And by the way, you notice down the left here, it's got 2 top laptops, frustration with rate increase, Medicare Part B. So it's cataloging the chats that I've already had prior to this one. All right, so here's the phrase I'm putting in. Can you find me the PDF version of the operator's manual for a 2025 John Deere Z370 lawnmower? We hit enter. And says, here's a PDF version for the operator's manual for this particular mower. It says it may be a match or very similar to the 2025 model year. And the first one, if you look here, here's a link to the repair manual website, which shows manuals for these mowers. And it says, if you want, I can try to find an official copy from John Deere, officially labeled that. And so we can say, by the way, if you look at the bottom here, it says if you want to keep using ChatGPT 5, try the Plus for free. Upgrade your plan to keep getting better, faster answers. But we want to stay with the Plus, or no, we don't want to click on that. We're just going to click cancel. What it's doing now is it's not using its latest software for searches, which I can't really tell the difference. So you just keep going on with what you got. So back to this question, do you want me to look that up for you now, an official copy? And I'll say yes. And so now if you look down here, this says Home Depot images, operator's manual for this PDF. So we'll click on that and just see what it is. And there you go. There's the manual. It's in PDF form. And I can simply go up to the upper right-hand corner. This is not ChatGPT, but this is a different website that ChatGPT directed me to. And I can hit the download button up here and download it onto my computer. As simple as that. So I'll go back, and now it's saying I can also check to see if John Deere offers owner's manual kit, which is the operator plus safety plus maintenance for 2025 mowers. Sometimes newer serial models get updated literature, and so I could ask that as well. So here's a simple way I've used ChatGPT to find me an electronic version of my operator's manual that I can keep on my PC and I won't ever lose in case I need to use it again. Example number 5 is something that hopefully would be of benefit to all of you, and this is planning something. It could be a party, it could be a retirement, whatever. I use it for planning trips. So I'm going to go up and click on New Chat in the upper left-hand corner, and here's the phrase I'm going to type in. I would like to take a 3-day long weekend trip exploring the Mississippi River near us. I'd like to know places to visit, things that are must-see, good local eateries, a couple good hotels to stay in, and the best route to take to accomplish all this, leaving at 6 a.m. on a Friday and returning late afternoon on a Sunday. Here again, the more details of what you really want to accomplish, the better options it's going to give you. I could have said, take a 3-day long weekend trip exploring the Mississippi River near us and get a response, and then I'd have to ask additional questions to get this. But I decided I'm going to put it all in the initial inquiry. So I click on the up arrow. And once again, you'll see where it says searching the web, what it's looking for. It's looking for hotels and attractions near Waterloo, Iowa, along the Mississippi River. And here you go, in less than 30 seconds. A good solid itinerary that balances nature, small town charm, river views, good food, comfortable places to stay. I picked a route running roughly northeast to southeast, following the Iowa side of the river, ending back home. And here you go. Day 1, Friday morning, leave Waterloo, head toward northeastern Iowa, then follow the river south. Travel up to the northeast Iowa river regions, the bluffs and small towns on Friday. On Saturday, we're going to explore the river towns along mid-Mississippi. And Sunday, head south to catch the final bluff view or historic site before driving back to Waterloo in the afternoon. Now it goes into what to see and do by day. Day 1, here's Pikes Peak, Effigy National Monument. Day 2, Riverfront City, Museums, History, Dubuque, Eagle Point Park. Day 3, we'll stop in Balltown, a renowned place in the scenic regions of Iowa. And this wraps up, it says, for day 3. And at the bottom, it shows hotels to stay, where and why. And then it says it can add 4 to 6 other lodging options. Here it gives a couple eateries to try, and I can ask for more recommendations. I'm going to ask it, can you tell me the highways and roads I need to take? Question mark. And so it gives some maps here, but it says from Waterloo, take Route 20 to Dubuque. In Dubuque, you're on the river corridor. And then from Dubuque, it says to go Highway 52 north. And in McGregor, take County Road X56. And then finish Rivertown Bluffs. I hop back on Highway 20 west. And now down below, it tells why this structure works. And it can also give me a hour-by-hour GPS-ready driving plan. I'm just going to type that in. Yes. And see what it gives me. And there you go. Here's about an hour breakdown of each day. Tells you how many miles, how much driving time. Here's the itinerary for Saturday. And then day 3, some more things to explore, and then back to Waterloo with a highway summary at the bottom and the tips. So there you have it. This thing is great for planning, vacations, retirement parties. I've even used it to plan a workout routine that's tailored towards a senior like myself, and that was something I could do in 20 minutes that would work my shoulders, my chest, my neck, and my core, and it gives you that. So a perfect tool for helping you plan something. All right, example 6 is to compare two things. And to use that example, I'm going to open up new chat, and I'm going to say, here's the phrase I'm going to use. I'm trying to decide if I should replace my iPhone 14 Plus with one of the new iPhone 17 models. Help me decide. And so hit the up arrow. And you can use this to compare anything, new cars, new computers, whatever. I'm just thinking about upgrading my phone, so that's why I'm using this example. So here's what it says. It gives you a summary of what you can gain with an iPhone 17. Faster performance, better display, better cameras, better battery life, longer software and support, which not important. And here's what might not make the upgrade worth it yet. If my phone is working well, good battery health, and it does what I need, you may not need the feel for dramatic day-to-day user experience difference. If you don't use heavy apps, record a lot of videos and stuff, the cost of the upgrading means I'm going to have to spend some money, and unless I get a Pro or Pro Max, I may not get all the features if that's important to me. So then it says, okay, here's some questions to ask you. And you can see what those are. Battery life, if I use the phone heavy, camera quality. And if you notice down here, it says if you use your phone frequently and value smoother performance, better cameras, and longer support, upgrading is a solid option and likely worth it. If your Plus still works well, you can wait another year and do it next time. And so down here, it now gives me 3 upgrade scenarios, which I'm not going to get into. I'm going to just add an additional comment here. I use my phone for recording YouTube videos. Will having a new iPhone help that? Again, my typing's terrible, sorry. And I think I know the answer to this, but I'm just curious to see what YouTube or ChatGPT says. Here it says upgrading would likely help my video work, and here's where it says I get better content or video quality. The difference may feel smaller when it might not be worth it yet if your videos are simple, you don't use advanced features, and you transfer data into storage on other devices, not the phone. And here it says, if your YouTube content involves talking to the camera segments, varied filming, and attempt at more polished visuals, upgrading would be a good idea. So there you go. If you're looking to try to compare two things and you just need some something to help you focus on the differences so you can make an objective decision, ChatGPT is your solution. Example number 7 is kind of like the one we just did, but let me show you what it is. I open up new chat and I type in my new one. Explain to me and show me the differences between a laptop PC and a Google Chromebook. So I'm doing a comparison again, but it's not necessarily about the buying of it. I just don't know what the differences are for the two, and I see them all the time advertised. So let's click the up arrow. And so here it says it's going to break it down with a nice table here, which is good. And it shows the operating systems are different. Software on the laptop is you can run any software, whereas Google is really only running apps through the Google Chrome web browser. Performance is probably better in a laptop, and Google Chromebook is lightweight hardware, so it's optimized for browsing, streaming, and light productivity. I won't go through all these, but it shows you the difference in storage, offline capability. Here, Chromebooks are limited offline. Price is generally more affordable with a Chromebook. And so we get to the bottom. And it says, in short, laptop PCs is versatile and powerful, but can be heavier and more expensive. Chromebooks are fast, secure, and easy to use, but works best when mostly online and using Google's ecosystem. So it can also show you a visual diagram of the differences side by side if you want to see that. So again, here's another way of getting specific details when you're trying to compare two things when you don't even know what you want to compare. ChatGPT is perfect for this. Example number 8 is trying to understand a long article or story or some document that you just don't have the patience to read through to totally understand it. So I'm going to open up new chat and put in this phrase. A medical research article about low carb versus low fat dieting is way too long and full of scientific terms. Can you summarize it so I can understand the key points? So I go over here and click on the up arrow. And so it's going to break it down in plain language. What they tested, low carb, it focuses on carbohydrates, bread, pasta, and rice, and usually increases protein and fat. Low fat diet reduces butter, oils, fatty meats, and emphasizes carbs like grains, fruits, and vegetables. And the goal that we're trying to find out which is better for weight loss, heart health, or blood sugar control. And so it goes through the main findings on each of these. Weight loss, low carb diets usually lose you more weight in the first 6 to 12 months. They tend to lower blood sugar and insulin as well. It can be an issue for heart health, where cholesterol goes up, and sustainability. It's harder. It says people stick to low fat diets longer because they feel less restrictive. And so the key takeaway is both diets can work depending on what you're looking for. Low carb may be better for blood sugar control, while low fat may be better for some heart risk factors. And now it says, do you want me to make a super short 1-paragraph version which hits all the essentials for someone who doesn't want to read anything technical? And I'll just type it in and say yes, just for grins to see what it does. And so here's something, if somebody asks you this question, you could email them this and say, here's the difference between the two in plain language. And it can also make a tiny chart. We'll do that real quick, just to see what that is. And there you go. A simple, short, easy to understand description of the two that now you understand and you can share it with friends and get it right. Number 9 is something that I've had to get acquainted with recently, and that's understanding some financial information relative to my IRA or my retirement fund. So I'm going to open up a new chat, and in this blank I'm going to paste in, can you explain the required minimum distributions, RMDs, and what I need to know about them, knowing I will be 73 next year. And if, for those that you aren't seniors, your IRA has to be withdrawn so taxes can be paid on it, and they have a structure called required required minimum distributions that allow this to happen. So here it explains what they are. Just like I said, RMDs do not apply to Roth IRAs while the original owner is alive. Accounts that require RMDs, traditional IRAs, employee programs, simple IRAs, 401ks, etc. Roth IRAs and Roth 401ks don't require them. And when do they start? At age 73, and some requirements on when you have to take your first one. How they're calculated, and it shows a little formula. It's the account balance divided by your expectancy factor, and with examples here. If your balance is $500,000 and your life expectancy is 27 years after 73, it says you have to pull out $18,248 this year. And then it talks about tax implications, and this is taxed as ordinary income. And then here's some strategies. Withdraw more than the minimum if you want to reduce future RMDs. If you're interested in donating to a charity that you like, it needs to be a qualified charitable distribution, and it can go up to $105 a year, but it has to come directly from your IRA to that organization. And then it says you might want to consider converting to Roth IRAs before the RMD age. Well, I'm about there, so I can't do that. So it gives you key takeaways. And then it says here, if you want, I can calculate a rough estimate of your first RMD if you can tell me the approximate balance of your retirement accounts. And so there you go. I knew most of this stuff, but this puts it in a package that helps me understand specific details that I need to be aware of, that I'll work with my tax advisor with and my investment advisor, so I can plan when I pull out my RMD money. The last example, example number 10, has to do with something that I personally struggle with, and maybe you do, maybe you don't, but it's putting together a condolence message for someone that's close to you, that you care about, and doing it in a way that means it's a special conversation you have. Example number 10 is something I have a hard time with, and that's putting together condolences in a message to someone else. And as you saw earlier on, ChatGPT has a good way of taking what you want to express and putting it into a form that you can use. And so I'm going to create a new chat here, and here's the phrase that I wanted ChatGPT to address. A close friend just passed away, and I would like to create a note which shares my condolences that I can send to his wife and family and let them know how much he meant to me and how much I will miss them. And so I hit the up arrow, and it says, here's heartfelt condolence note that you could send. I've kept it personal and sincere, but you can adjust it to reflect your voice and specific memories. And this is a perfect example of where it's important that you read through this and change phrases and words that would be things that you might not say to something that you would say. It says, please know that my thoughts are with you during this difficult time, and you can put the friend's name in. He meant so much to me, and his presence in my life will be greatly missed. I hope you can find comfort and love in the support around you and the countless lives he touched with deepest sympathy. And so at the end, it now says, would you like a shorter one, more casual version, almost like a handwritten note? And so you've got an option there. Or let's say, I want this to reflect both me and my wife's sympathy. And so it went back and probably essentially changed the I am heartbroken to we are, that our thoughts are with you during this difficult time. And so there it shows you, if anything, it gives you some ideas of words that you can use to create your own. But you can take this and put it into a document or write it out in hand using words that you would use. And now you have something that you can pass along to the family members that gives you a truly compassionate condolence in the passing of your friend. So before we end this, I would like to again point out over here under your chats on the left, each one of these that I did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this one would be 10, are the 10 things that I explained. And now I can go back and say, okay, what's the diet comparison one? There it is. What was the operator manual search one? All the information ChatGPT provided is still there, and it will remain there in my account, my free account with ChatGPT. So I would highly recommend that you sign up for the free account. And again, remember, as you saw in some of these messages, it remembered things I had said in previous chats and tailored the new chat to consider that as well as the question I ask it, which can be really powerful to hone in on the exact answer that's right for you. So there you have it. That's ChatGPT. Hopefully after watching how to use ChatGPT and the 10 examples I've given you that I've used it, you'll understand why I say this is the only search engine you should use. And if you've used ChatGPT, I'd love to hear how you've used it, and add something in the comment section that tells me how you've used that tool as well. And by all means, if you've got any questions about this video or anything about ChatGPT in general, please put it in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you enjoy videos like this, check out my YouTube channel, RS Tech ALO. I have all sorts of tips on iPhones, iPads, PCs, software, smart homes, and even tips for around your house and taking care of your yard, taking care of your home, things that might be of help to you as well. So until next time, stay tuned.